and perfect. So that should be happening. Okay, so let's get started. Oh, let's let someone else in. So last week we made all these covers. And this week we're going to cut the covers up. We're going to sew in some signatures, and we're going to go through the whole process of after you've made the cover. Maybe you made a cover last week. I don't know, but we're going to go through the process of that, taking you through the steps. If you didn't get this this template, if you didn't get this template in the in your email, then why don't you just drop that in right now? Drop that link in. And Kara will drop the link in for that, and yeah, and you'll have it. We also next week we're going to be making custom size journals. So I'm going to give you a worksheet for that. Okay, let's get started. So here, what I have is here's two of the covers we made last week. The other one I have on the side here. I'll show you that in a second. And here is the template we used to cut the covers. We made this just to review. We took a notebook size paper, 8.5 by 11. We folded it in half, and that's what we're going to use for the text block. And so this week, and we overcut it because this is the actual template size. So we overcut about, ½ inch to an inch on all sides, and then we pasted it together. So we have the different insides, and that's what we did last week. This week, we're going to cut these up. So let's get started on that. First thing I want to show you is this. Oh, could you run and grab a pack of 100 blades? Just in that, on the top of where all the hardware is. So this is when you cut with a knife, the new ones. When you cut with a knife, it's critically important. Oopsie. Admit all. I'm admitting people here. There we go. It's critically important that you use a sharp blade. And just to show you how that is, this is about, I don't know, it's a lot of blades. It's 15 to 20 pounds. So this is what 100 blades looks like. This is our sharps waist. Just to give you an idea, we are serious about using sharp blades. And if you're gonna cut anything, especially leather, you want to use a really sharp blade. So that's like the most important thing about cutting anything. All right, here we go. Let's cut up this leather first. So the first thing you want to do is you want to look at your piece of whatever your material is. In this case, it's leather. And you fold it in half, like how it's going to be as a book. And then you say, okay, which side looks better? Which side do I want on the front, right? And you pick the one you want on the front. You can't see this very well because of how the lighting is, but I like this side for the front. So then you lay your template down. And you'll see on the template, and this was where the download is. Did you pop that in there yet? Oh, yeah, you got it in there. Okay, good. The template, you can see the two holes at the top. If that's going to be the top of your book, then when you fold it, this is going to be the front side. So let's cut that right now. And then we'll cut the paper one. And a sharp blade is so nice because it just glides through everything like almost frictionless. You see that? Look at that. And when you cut, you want to hold your knife down. You don't want to hold it up like this. You want to pull it. You don't want to hold it up like this. You want to pull it down. And let more of the blade cut on the leather. And then you can still do this with one hand. I've been cutting ambidextrously for a long time. The first thing you do when you cut into a piece of leather is push down and then just, hold it with your fingers and cut in between. So before that see, that's what you do. Then make sure everything is nice and cleanly cut before you pull your template off. But what we're going to do is take one more step here. We're going to mark it. So I have this little marking tool. It's a potter's tool, actually. And I'm I'm just going to mark the holes like this. And that's it. I don't know if you could see. Yeah, you can. There's the holes I marked in there. And we use, last week I showed you one method of punching. We like to use just a small little punch. That's about a 1 millimeter, 1.5 millimeter hole, the smallest hole you can find. And a plastic mallet, that's also in our list of tools we use and suppliers. And just start punching it out. I do one tap to set it and the other tap to hit it through. So I'm old and I actually have issues seeing these little holes here. There it is. And there. Okay. And there you go. Here's your cover. There's the holes punched. And we went through that little dime trick last week. We use a corner rounder and to round our corners. And things just go a lot quicker with it. So that's what we use. And you can see here, it's a Lasco corner rounder. Shop around on these because the prices vary a lot if you want one. And we have, you can take out the, oh gosh, well, I can't get that up. I don't know if you could see that in there. You see the 1/4 inch? That's the radius. So if you do decide to get one of these for yourself, we use a 1/4 inch radius, and the blade is self-sharpening. They're about $200 for that little corner rounder. Okay, so here's the first cover. And then let's also do this paper cover. So here, once again, I'll fold it over. I'll decide, which side do I want for the front? And I think this one. And I'll run through this a lot quicker than last time, but I wanted to do it a second time just so you can get that whole solidified in your mind. There. I got 2 of these. Huh. 1, 3, 4. And then I'll punch it and should have brought my glasses. I wear those things too. Oh, there they are. When we punch on a paper rounder, we have the inside face up. And it's not so critical on paper, but when you're doing leather, it works out better. And here's this cover. Now, we did the blue one. Remember last week we made a blue one with fabric on the inside? And we already did this one. And what we did, and we're going to sew this one up, and we may give it away today at the end. Oops. There was one more person in the waiting room. Okay, so what we did is we sewed this with our serger. Can you see that? Yeah, there it is. See how the thread is on the serger? That keeps when you use fabric, sometimes your thread can like fray. And one thing you can do about that is just to put some like acrylic glue on it to kind of keep it from fraying. But we have a serger. And so that's what we do on this one. And so here's the feel of this. I don't know if you can actually get the feel of this, but this is what the fabric and the leather are like. The paper, kind of a little stiffer, still pretty firm cover though for 2 pieces of paper, and one of them really thin. And then this one is also, the leather just makes it nice, okay? This is a nice cover. We could have made it like this too. Actually, we still can. We could sew it like this or like this. So here's our 3 covers. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take our paper and sew it into one of them. So which one should we sew first? Give me some feedback. either verbally or put it in the chat box.
The blue one.
The blue one, okay. Yes, we use an acrylic paste. Fiebing's Leathercraft Cement is what we use. It's like Elmer's glue. And we buy it by the gallon, and that is in our supplier list. And so could you drop the link for the supplier list in here? So these are our suppliers, and there's also one more. And if you want to get leather, the only place to get it, and I'm serious about this, the only place to get leather is from Moore and Giles in their warehouse. It's the best deal around. You can get a half a hide, which is 20 to 25 square feet for $100 delivered to your door. And this is Italian leather. It's just orphan pieces of leather from the warehouse. Will, could you type in the link for that in the chat box, please? And there you go. There's the link where to get your leather. Best place to get leather in the country. You won't find a better price or even better leather. Okay, there you go. There's my pitch for you, Will. Okay, so anyone else? Everyone want to see the blue?
Yep.
Okay, good. Let's do the blue. And so here's our text block. Basically, it's 8.5 by 11, and we just folded it in half. And so now you can see the template is made, how it fits right in there. It's got a little bit of edge around it, but it fits in there perfectly. The first thing we have to do is we've got to put holes in here, and they've got to match up with these holes. See if I can show that up higher here. See? Oops. Come on, camera. Let's see, there and there. Well, here, basically what we've got to do is match it up, these holes up with this paper.
It's like an eye test.
It's like a what?
An eye test.
Like it, yeah, I know, right? I don't know what the deal is with
better
this camera.
here or here?
It's on autofocus, and so look at that. I don't know what the deal is. Okay, well, maybe it's the computer because I've just got a PC here. I don't have a fancy Mac. So anyway, let's do that. So in order to do that, here's how you do it. And this is the same process you use for any size. Okay. So the first thing we do is I just have some off tear. This is our Frankfurt cream paper. It's a little yellowier looking in real life than it is on the screen here. But anyway, what we do is we just put that inside. And if you're using copy paper, like this, just take one out and use that as your guide. It's already measured, but we're going to do it this way in case you're using another paper. So I put that in there, make sure it's all registered up at the top. And there we are, right there. And then I just kind of crease it. See that? I just crease it a little down there. That gives me a crease mark. And then I just fold it and tear it off. So now I got a piece of paper that's the same size of this book. Now what we do is fold this in, oops, you can't see that. Fold this in half like that. And grab a pen and get this all centered up on, so like here, it fits perfectly in between the two stitch marks, in between the, where we serged it. And what you're going to do then is just mark where the holes are. Right there, right there, right there, there. Continuing on here, there. So you got this, basically. Okay. And then what I do also, I'll fold it back over like that. And we know this is the top because the top looks different than the bottom. It's too bright. Oops. There, that's a little better. I will just extend these out a little bit. It makes it easier just to see them. And I think it was Liz who mentioned to use a phone book. And we tried that and it didn't work for us. And I'm going to tell you why here. Okay, so now you've got your text
That was
block.
me, but
Oh,
okay.
who is that? Who's that talking?
Gina.
Oh, Gina, that was you. Yeah, it didn't work for us. And here's why. Because what you want to do here is you don't just want to push straight through. You want to blow out the hole. You want to make it bigger than the actual diameter of this piece here. So you get it centered in your text block like that, your template, and then you hold it like this on the heel of your hand with your bottom 2 fingers or so. That's where all you're holding it. And I'm going to move it up a little bit to get closer. And then you just start, get it centered here. Yep. And then you just push it in, first hole. And here's why the phone book thing didn't work for us, because we go like this. We want to blow out that hole, make it bigger. We could get a bigger punch, but then it's harder to go through the paper. And
Yeah,
this,
I do that afterwards.
oh, you do that afterwards.
Yeah, Martha,
Okay.
do you do that too?
Martha's muted.
Oh,
there
I'm
she is.
sorry. No, I just use an awl, and I poke holes like that.
Yeah,
You
that's,
mean you mark it and then you,
yeah, I use the,
Yeah, you mark it.
I use the phone book and then I do what he's doing afterwards, like after I pulled away from the phone book.
oh,
Okay, here's another trick. Once you have it in the center, leave your or whatever you're poking it with inside, and then just pivot over on there. Make sure your template's centered up. When you do that, and continue on down. It's hard to see here because I got to keep the book fairly closed. But does anybody have questions about this part of it? Okay. Yeah, Kara does this here. So that's it. That's what we used. Now we have a book here, and you can see that the holes all line up. They do. Yeah, right there. Okay, so now we're going to sew it. And blue, we decided, Kara, I mean, I have a few different threads here. These are the needles we use. They come from Tandy. They're also in the supplier download. But what do you guys, I mean, we can use a light blue on here or a dark blue. What's your preference?
Dark.
Anyone else? Light, dark?
Yeah, I like the dark too.
So did we. Okay, so when you do a book that's just, we call these our slim leather journals. When you do a book that just has one signature on it, the way you measure, here it is. God, finding the end of this stuff is just, okay, you just go measure it like this. See how I'm a little bit over, about an inch over on each side? 1, 2, 3 of those lengths for this book. And it's not rocket science, so don't go out taking a ruler out and measuring 1 inch. It's just got to be over some. And then here's our needle. And all you need for this stitch is 1 needle. Some of ours you need 6 needles and 3 threads, but there it is. Just thread it up. And we're going to start inside the book here on the second hole. So I think I've showed this once, but this is really good because it'll reinforce the whole thread thing. It'll reinforce just the sewing thing. So you stick it through there and then put it in your book. Now, if you've never sewn a book by hand, this is going to feel really weird the first, 5 or 6 times you do it. So there it is. I've got it coming out of the second hole there. See, now I need this light. That's better. Now I've got it coming out of the second hole there, and leave some tail, and then I'm going to push it back through the top hole right there, and it's going to come out right like that. So once you get that pushed through, then what I do is just, take up pull some more of that thread through, and then I'll twist this over twice, once and twice, and then I'll just pull that tight. See how it's nice and centered in there? and cut it. And then we will do that again through the bottom one again, and through the top, and then go down. So now you've got, I think, can you see the, let's see if close. You see that there's two little threads there, and we like to keep them parallel. It just is cleaner. Oh, there's Rachel. She wants to come in. And then we hit the second hole and the inside, and then go through to the outside. Hey, sorry, Rachel, we started without you. And then here's what you're going to do. Once that comes through the outside, oops, you see that? You put the needle through underneath both of those threads, just like that. Pull it through like that. Let's see. There we are. And push it back through the same hole you just put it through, the first one, like that. And we're going to do this all the way down. So here's what you've got so far. Now we're just going to go down to the next hole, push it through like that. Come back up here, go underneath both those threads. See? And there. And then push it through the same hole again, like that. And down to the next hole. And so if you're doing this for the first time, it'll feel really weird, but that goes away pretty quickly. So you just keep on going down. See, again, through both those, bring it on down, and right through the hole. And so this is why we blow out the holes. So it's easier to get the needle going through 2 times. And I guess we could get a bigger awl, but you know, I've done it this way for 20 years. If you have trouble, watch this trick. If you have trouble, check it out. You see my needle coming out here? Can't find the hole in the paper? Pull back the paper and just look for the hole and then push it through like that. We like to keep these parallel also, running down here. Oops, running down there like that. Or I guess I could, I'm still getting used to this frontal view on the camera, just like that. So down to the next hole. And the other thing is tension. You know, you don't need to pull hard at all when you're sewing your book. Just take the tension, just take all the tautness out of the thread. Okay, so we'll go through this again. Both of those like that right there. You can see that. There we are. And back through here. And I'll finish up the last one. So in the last one, we're going to try to simulate a square knot. So square knot, as you know, is left over right, right over left. But how do you do that when you got one tight thread and one loose one? So we simulate it like this. Fold the book over. When you hand sew a book like this is not going to hurt the book. Nothing you can do will break the spine. And then, so I do this thing where I go left to right and right to left. And that's what I say to myself when I'm doing this. So here, I'm going to go right to left there like that, put it underneath there, and then I'm going to grab that little loop and pull it. Don't have to pull it tight, not too tight. And then I'm going to go from left to right and do the same thing. Put it through there and like that. And then I just go through this 3 times. Now I'm using wax linen thread on this, but here, and then just trim off the tail. Be careful you don't cut the stitch when you trim the tail off. I've done that. And here's the book. So Kara, could you go on to random.org? Yeah. And that's it. There's the book. This is the how it looks, the stitching on it. Let's see if I can get another light. Okay. There, so that's how that looks. So we got 23 people on here. So why don't you put in 1 through 23 and oh, well, we have no way of knowing. Well, I'll just count down the list here of everybody. Then yeah, actually put in 21 because you don't count and I don't count. You do want to have a giveaway for this book, right?
Oh, yes.
Yes. Yes. Come on. Let's see.
Yes.
Let's
Yes.
give me
yes,
some
yes.
love in the chat, okay? Give me some love in the
Yeah,
chat.
yeah,
Hell
Yes,
yeah.
yes, yes, yes,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
yes.
All
Hey,
right,
you're Arthur.
I am. Okay, so and this is the one we did. We just stitched this one up. We did this this right before the workshop here. So let's do that. And what number did you come up with? 13. Let me write number 13. Oh my God, who is lucky 13? You know what we should do is, if as long as we don't have too many people, we should do it on a calendar date. But okay, number 13. So I will. You can't see all the participants on your end, can you? You can. Okay, start from the top, which is Mariah. Mariah. Mariah, pop our email address in there. Are you there, Mariah? Oh, there you are. Oh, you've been coming since the start. You just have a bad microphone. I remember that. Yeah, okay. So Kara's going to pop our email address in. Go ahead and email us with all your address and your phone and all that, and we'll send this to you. Fletcher, I think Fletcher's on here. And did you get yours? We gave one away a couple weeks ago. Did you get that?
Yeah, I did get it.
Oh, awesome, awesome, awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
So and that's it. I think we're done. Oh, let me show you what we're going to do next week. So, oh, okay, let's do that. Questions? Anybody have questions? Either unmute yourself or type it in the chat.
So next week, are you going to do more than double, triple signatures, double or triple? More than one.
I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you what we're going to do next week. What I'm doing is
Okay.
I'm grilling this stitch into you because this stitch is foundational for sewing a book like 1 sec.
Right.
If you want to learn how to sew this book,
Oh, yeah.
you see, this
Yeah.
is
Holy
the stitch.
moly.
Yeah, this is 11 by 14.
Wow.
And it's got 10 signatures in it. This is the stitch you need to learn. And we're going to cover all of it, but we've got the whole year to do it. And so I want to really cover it in detail and take our time doing this. So, okay. Any other questions? Let's see. I missed the first session last week. Is there? No, there's no replay. We tried to video. Yeah, that's called the Book of Shadow. Oh, that's right, Kara. We're working on the recording tech. I am recording this, so hopefully that will be able to be made available. But last week we went over how to make a cover, and we're going to do that again next week too, because next week here's the worksheet for how to make custom sizes. So and can you drop the download in for that? So I'll give it to you right now. I'll also email it during the week. But this is a worksheet on how to make a journal with this stitch in any size. And you start by entering the size of the sheet size, the text block size. What do you want your text block size to be? So I think a popular size is like 4 inches by 10 inches or 9 inches. It goes back to the Traveler's Notebook Midori group. Oh, one other person came in. And so, but here, there's the link for the worksheet here. You can go ahead and play with it. I put in a high res file. It's almost 5 megabytes. So download it, print it out, and play with it. This runs through everything. And we're going to go over this next week. We're going to start making a custom journal. And you guys email me what size you would like. Or what? Oh, okay. Email me what size you would like to make, and the most popular size, that's the one we'll make. Okay, so that's it. And any last questions?
No, but this rocks. Thanks, Arthur.
Thanks. Kara was saying something. What? Why don't you unmute yourself?
To make. Okay, hi guys. I'm Arthur's assistant. So this is an error that I made when I first started because you, like Arthur said, you want to be really aggressive with the all. You don't have to be too gentle. And when you do the top punch at the paper, it's really close. And I've actually actually ripped it on accident, and it's salvageable. So I thought you could talk about like what to do if you accidentally are too aggressive at the top. You know, the top punch. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, don't place your hole too close to the top.
Well, anyways, Joelle fixed it for me one time when I did that, when I went through the top papers and I didn't have to throw all the paper.
Yeah, it really doesn't matter if you go through that because you've got all this thread here holding the book on. I wouldn't even worry about it.
Yeah.
Let's switch my camera here so I could say goodbye to everybody. Any other questions?
Just a quick one. Like,
Thanks,
what's
Stephen.
the maximum size number of pages or leaves you would have in a signature like this? I guess it
The
depends on how
maximum-
thick your
so-
paper is.
What I found, turn off your, Kara, unmute yourself.
Okay.
Thanks. So what I found is that 10 sheets,
Okay, cool.
folded in half,
And she-
gives you 40 pages. One page is one side of
Right.
one sheet, like you count in a novel. And by the way,
Right.
I forget, Gina, was that you who mentioned Mighty Networks to me?
Yes.
I did go on that platform. Oh my God, it's a user interface nightmare. Let me tell you.
Really?
Yes. Oh my God. But I'm trying. I'm working on it, and I even found some bugs for them in their software that they're fixing.
Oh, okay. I was
But
gonna
I
say,
ha-
if you need help, just holler.
I have gotten on there, and for people who want to make books like this, and want to have them surged, we're going to be having stitching services, and I might just do them for free for this group. So you send us in what you want done, tell us how you want it stitched, and we do it for you with our machines. And we have some kick-ass machines in here. They're all commercial machines, and they have literally tens of thousands of hours on them, and they're still going strong. So we're working on putting something like that together too for this group. Anyway, it's great to see you all. And
I have a question suggestion.
go ahead,
I was late this morning. I was over at the church.
Rachel.
And when I got back, yes, I could not find the link. I had to go all the way back to the first invitation in my email, which was in early February. Can you send the link out more often?
I'm working on that tech, okay? Because everybody has their own
Thank
unique
you.
link, and I tried it last week, but then it made you go back to Zoom and sign up again. And so, as a matter of fact, I could show you my phone. The guy from Zoom just emailed me and said, "Hey, you want to have a Zoom meeting to figure out how to do that?" And I'm like, "Yes." So hopefully that'll get put in there. It'll just say, join us here, and you can click on that. But for now, usually people have this all set up on their computers, and then they get a reminder with the link, and then they just click on it. So that's what we've been
Thank you.
counting on right now. But this is all, yeah, exactly. Who said that? Oh, you did. It is a work in progress. We're working on it.
I
Yeah,
don't
mine,
have
like,
a calendar, but thank you.
oh, okay, right. And I think, Judith, you were the last one to come in here, kind of late, but I'm doing a recording. I will send it out to everybody, and we'll see how that works too. All right.
Thank you.
All right,
What?
you guys.
What was
you.
the name? What was the name of the Facebook? I just found it by accident this morning and I went back to,
Slash
like
group
the
slash innovative
Facebook.
journaling, Kara, type it in.
Yeah,
It's
I
slash
tried-
groups slash innovative journaling.
tried
Okay.
to sign up on the Facebook
Oh, you-
page.
Yeah, there's nothing
But
on the
I-
Facebook page. We're going to be moving away from Facebook.
But
that's
before
why
I
we're-
answered the questions, I don't know what happened. So
Oh, you've got to wait for Mary. Mary there is the admin there, and she'll let you in. but that's
No,
the
I
link. It's-
didn't. I didn't answer the questions and I came out and I can't get the questions again.
Oh, I think, you know what? Type your name. What's your name again?
Elaine
El-
Aurora.
Elaine Aurora. I'll get you in.
Thank you.
You're on the list at the door now.
We're hoping to move to Mighty Networks because then I can put on all of our content there, like the 52 Sanskrit words for love, the journaling sprints I'm working on. You guys don't know what that is yet, but that is the freaking most cool way to write in a journal.
I've only just
Oh,
found
that's a
you.
love letter. The love letter, she just posted a link for that, how to write a love letter. It's like a 60-page course, and it covers everything from a letter Obama wrote to his girlfriend, the ex-pres, to the history, the tools, the techniques, all that stuff is in there. So all this is going to be in one spot, our courses and everything. So that's why we're looking for a more cohesive network, and one that isn't quite so political and kind of can kick you off at a moment's notice. We don't want that. So that's why we're looking at that. And so anyway, hopefully that'll work out with Mighty Networks. Anyway, thanks you guys.
Thanks.
And we will see you next week. Okay.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yes.
Thank you. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, Gina.